coming back is a great thing. I've always been a person that believed in Cinderella teams. Once people have written them off, and then they become the unsung hero. That's my story. If I can do it, you can do it. Chicago Drive is where my career started, but also on the other side of the law is where it ended. We had control of all these houses, all these buildings out here, selling drugs, selling cocaine. Being on Chicago, it was one of those things where majority of us were from Chicago. We had that Chicago mentality. We had that Chicago mindset. And by us living in the apartment buildings, it was just like New Jack City. We destroyed a lot of lives out here.
What was it like living here?
At that time, a lot of pain, doing a lot of things that shouldn't have been done, but this is what we call home. Back in 1992, me and my brother and some other friends, we decided to get into distributing crack cocaine. We did that for a long period of time. But being arrested pretty much set me on a track of redemption. The most important thing I did is that I made a promise to God that once I got out, I would help others. And not only help others, I think that the family support has to be tremendous. And the friends that you surround yourself around have to have your best interests in mind. And being on this track of redemption, I can go back and give to the communities that I once harmed. And I do that because of the fact of working with VFZ, thanks to Bob Woodson and the Center Neighborhood Enterprise, that not only that I go back to give back to the community, but I have been given a second chance. Don't let the scenery fool you. There's a lot of poverty here. In Racine, there are a lot of kids that are suffering here in Racine. And I think that if we're gonna change America, we have to put the boots on the ground and get out here and go to these homes where kids are living.
You got kids right outside this door. They ain't worried about where, whether or not they're gonna get an A. They worried about whether or not where they're gonna get their next box of cereal from, or next pair of pants, or next pair of Jordans. Some of these kids will do anything to buy a pair of Jordans.
Family, the teaching, the discipline is not there, so the streets can easily suck you in.
The gangbanging is a lot of kids get into it because they want to belong to something. Well, a lot of them don't understand it. It's serious stuff. It's more than just handshaking and saying I got people out here. It's a lot deeper than what a lot of these kids get into. People are dying out here.
Remember, these are our leaders of tomorrow. And these are our leaders of tomorrow. That sign is very key. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if your focus is on something else, your energy going right there.
Education is hard to preach, like, oh yeah, you get an education, then you'll be able to get the job that you want. If you get an education, you'll be able to make it. But with the society that we live in right now, it's the I can't wait.
What does that tell you? That tells you that we are deteriorating and at a fast rate. And I know that VFZ is not the answer to everything. I know that already. However, VFZ is part of the puzzle that needs to be on the table. We are part of the puzzle that needs to be on the table. And there's no way to me, there's no way that we're gonna win without VFZ.
VFZ is very unique.
Take this model and apply it inside of a school building by employing antibodies from the community, social entrepreneurs, that had the respect and confidence of the kids. The people that they hire have reputations, the kid know of them. So then the youth advisor is able to get through this fear, and then the youth advisor is able to communicate with that child.
They're the best for the job. Been there, done that. Maurice came in as a big guy. He seemed mild spoken, but you can tell that he's lived.
When you go into hostile territory, you have to bring some force with you. You need the real soldiers that say, "Where we going? Let's go."
I wanted them to be the ones to cultivate relationships, to put out the smoke before the fires start. I know in order to establish that, you would need to have someone who's capable of meeting a student halfway.
You have to be able to relate. So when they walk through that door, they come in here with comfort. And if you can come with comfort, you're going to be able to get to the child. You're going to be able to get that child to make better decisions, possibly get better grades, possibly get them to not commit that crime.
Maurice has a lot of character, and he has a lot of knowledge, the sort of knowledge that we need. The sort of knowledge when you pull a young man about to go down this road, he knows exactly what to say. He knows how to say it. He knows how that young person is thinking, or the possibility of what, and then he has stories to share.
VFZ can combat against different things that's going on within these schools that administration cannot do.
All you got to do is reach the 10% and change them.
You know, you start out where you're trying to avoid a fight, and then you cultivate a relationship out of that. And then that child can become an ambassador.
And then the whole school changes.
There are a lot of the kids who see that, and they tell that to other kids, and other kids come along. We get kids every day who come down here and say, "How can I be a part of this program?"
We changed Madison High, ended up being one of the most peaceful schools, and then we exported it to other schools. Pulaski High School was out of control, 40 police in the building. We took the violence-free zone program to Pulaski, and Andre Robinson is the site facilitator. He hires young adults from the community that share the same cultural zip code and geographical zip codes the kids experiencing the problem. We were able to reduce violence by 25% the first 3 months. But all of the innovation is coming from the bottom up. And so the superintendent said that I could not run the school without them.
They're part of the fabric of our school. And kids need them, kids trust them, and they want them to be there.
So we need to be on the same side together, and let's go push forward where we can start taking these schools back.
And the only way we're going to take back our community is get those same type of people that help break the community. It just shows that if given a chance and the resources, that we can pull ourselves out of poverty.